Hello, so even if this is called technically a let's play, most of the video will be about showcasing builds, giving tips and tricks, helping your players, evolve a little faster, progress a little faster, because I don't want to do a lot of shorter videos or a few longer videos. I just want to show you the game, how it evolves and how the patches affects the game and how the progression is right now. So this video, the first one, will be about budget builds. Now, what is a budget build? It's a build that anyone can make. Now, as a big recommendation, if you are a new player, don't upgrade anything until you understand how the game works, because most of the times you will need to upgrade strictly the stuff that you'll be using a little bit later on. Now, as for my budget builds, I have this thing over here. Yeah, it has big guns on top of it. I have this thing over here. Technically, it's not really a budget build, but you need it. You need a counter sniper. This is not really meant to kill units, but it's meant as a counter sniper and as a deterrent to enemies. And also this thing over here, which is your main chaser and your main form of harassing the enemy. Now the idea is, well, I guess you can use flamers for flamers, but to be honest, it will not be that good, because guess what? The flamers are a very niche weapon that most of the times will not work against a certain enemy. Keep in mind that it's a splash weapon, so if you're fighting 2 or 3 units, they can just kind of avoid your fire or do something to prevent you from targeting them. Also, as you might have noticed, I'm kind of cheesing the system a little bit because I'm not getting any supply or cycle gears. I'm also not using any great pallets, it's just the pallets that you receive in the beginning of the game. Now you may be wondering, why is that? Well, because I wanted to have the vanilla experience and I'll try to progress as much as I can without buying much more. I only have the premium account, which, to be honest, everyone got a lot of premium account either way. Plus you would have gotten some from the battle pass anyway. So let's begin. So what is my first budget build? I think this one is the more interesting one because probably this is what people want to see. So as you can see, we have over here the Lancelot chases. Why? I don't know. It just fits. And the Cyclops torso. Now, as a big reminder, remember that certain torsos will be upgraded in many more details. So this one upgrades damage, but it also upgrades the duration of the beam and also reduces the cooldown plus the other stuff. So this is actually amazing. Look at how much stuff you're getting for upgrading this singular torso. You're getting more damage overall, a lower cooldown plus the HP. Just amazing how this one works. And as you can see, this is my heavy firepower support, and you may be wondering, well, the cannons themselves are hard to use, they don't really do a lot of damage, but this is where things will get a little bit tricky, because the autocannons have a huge benefit, and I didn't see any other weapons like that. They will auto-reload when you fire one. That's one, and as you can see, they're auto-reloading. While the bigger reload is happening, you can just use this one. Now, in case you're wondering, well, how does it attack, let's say, a smaller mech? Well, let's try on a flanker. That's one. Now, as you can see, you actually have 4 volleys, but it's about 5 volleys because of the way the system works. Now, from what I can see, there is also a little bit of a splash damage. I'm not sure how to describe it, but you do a lot more damage after the shield is gone, but you have to aim for center mass. 27. I'm not sure how this works. It's never really explained, but the figures don't lie. If you hit the mech dead center, you will do so much more damage to the armor than you're dealing to the shield. Let's try that again. Go for the low blow. So if you hit the mech dead center, you deal a lot of damage. Now, as you can see, the center is not the head over here, it's the groin area. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And as you can see, that's enough to kill a mech, well, a flanker, but some of the bigger mechs have issues as well. And this is also very good against bigger mechs, because guess what, the biggest mechs cannot really hide or defend very well. You basically have free reign on the mechs, and like I said, once you exhaust all of your ammo, you also shoot while the beam is going on. This is basically a Titan killer mixed in with a little bit of damage overall, and if you can aim it and if you can target it rightly, can deal super massive damage as opposed to some other stuff you have in the beginning of the game. So yeah, it is a lot harder to learn, it is a lot harder to understand, but the damage doesn't lie. That's a lot more firepower than you can probably obtain any other way in the beginning of the game. Let's go to this thing over here. Now, this is a bit of a niche thing because it's not exactly a sniper rifle. You actually have it fire for a second or so. So you need to aim it very carefully. If you're wondering why do I have that thing over there, well, because it does a lot of damage. The Mech, whatever it's called, does a lot of damage to the armor. So again, certain weapons just deal a ton of damage to armor, but not a lot to the shield. So let's take this one for example. You drain the shield and then you fire a couple of those things at the enemy core. And then by the time your other stuff reloads, basically you can kill anything in about 3 volleys. Anything if you read square, but yeah, that's going to be harder to do. Let's just say you're firing at this guy over here. Yeah, this guy is toast, because by the time they run away, they will not be able to do that. As you can see, the bomb sticking to the Mech deal a ton of damage as well. Let's just say we do it like this. The first time you might be disappointed you only see 20 damage, but it's a lot more than that. Also, you have a nice amount of fuel. And you can also use this thing to kind of preemptively shoot at a target. I'm gonna show you. Because they stick to a surface, I'm not sure if they explode or not. They might do some AoE damage, but you can shoot behind corners very well. If you hit your target quite well, again, this is a little bit of a practice, so this is one of the builds that needs more practice than anything else. It can deal a lot more damage than you can usually obtain in the beginning of the game. So as you can see, my builds are mostly based around getting a lot of damage with zero investment, but also getting some utility out of it. Yeah, sadly you have to give up on the other stuff. RP, Pursuer. Plus, you're not supposed to use the cloaking ability to, you know, attack someone. You're supposed to use the cloaking ability to first of all escape incoming missiles, so tracking missiles, and some other stuff. So this is definitely one of the other stuff I really want to upgrade, because I want to lower the cooldown, plus the delay, and plus some of the other stuff. You also increase... Okay, so this is very important. You lower the delay, you increase the invisibility duration, you lower the cooldown, plus you get the armor. So you're kind of seeing the ideas. Certain things will be good for a very, very long time. And the third mech that is very good for budget builds is of course the Ares. Or Ares, or whatever you want to call it. The flamers, as you can see, they're upgraded, because once you upgrade the flamers, they get a little more ammo. I was playing around with how much you should upgrade something, and honestly, I think you should stop at level 7. Level 7 is more than enough to get that extra little bit of ammo. Yeah, you should probably stop, because at this point of the game, the flamers will become redundant in a while. Because look at this thing, for example, this thing over here. Massive amounts of damage against anything. The reload duration is a bit iffy, but the damage is good, and the range is, I would say this is mid-range, or even more. Plus the Ares module is so cool, so cool. Again, I'm upgrading stuff that has a triple value for us, so the damage, the barrier, the cooldown, so damage, duration, cooldown, and of course the HP. You may think, well, that's not too much, is it? Well, the way it's currently configured, this will be much better. Also, you can put Orcans or something else that does a lot of damage. You can also put Flamers, but I don't recommend it, because you also need some long-range firepower to chase down enemy units, which will be the main problem. Now, as a matter of fact, the missiles are on the left arm, so I always remember, and I can also pick around corners to fire all of the missiles up like that. Then you click R, and then by the time you jump the corner, you are ready for another volley. So remember that if you do it like this, you'll do super amounts of damage. You're basically melting the flankers away. Sadly enough, even the assaults are going to suffer from a full volley of this. So let me just show you how it is to just take full little damage from this stuff over here. As you can see, by the time the flamers are done using up the ammo, this ARP reloads itself, so you're always going to be shooting something. You have a little bit of downtime at some point, but again, this is just for chasing anything at any range, and it's very fun. Now, let's look at the palette abilities, the basic palette abilities. I should have, well, I guess it's better that I show them at the end like this, so you kind of understand. But you are supposed to use the palettes that actually make a little bit of sense. Now, mostly you just want to look at this stuff over here. More damage to autocannons. The autocannons are autocannons. Fair, I guess. Now, you can put a palette that has the extra fire damage here if you can get it. Reload, which is super important. And this other stuff is also important, but sadly, I think this is a problem. I'll just leave it like that. I wish I had better pilots, but I guess I didn't pay attention to the pilots in the beginning of the game because I didn't think they were important, but now, oh boy, they are so important. Artillery and sniper weapons deal 4% more damage. If your model is missing, deal more damage, charging loop, and yeah, as you can see, this stuff will stay still for a very long time. Now let's play a game or two. Again, this is not ideal, and this is not supposed to be the main way to play the game, but I think people will just have a lot of issues with the game because they don't understand. Sometimes it feels like the enemies don't die, but other times it feels like you die in seconds. And to be honest, it's kind of true, a bit of both, and these three are my main mechs. Now, I don't really like to use this guy with the rockets because he's overpowered, but it takes forever to kill anything. Mostly area of denial, the guy with the rockets and dumb rockets and guided rockets. This is just a work in progress right now. I have no idea what to put over here in my other mech, because I'm missing a Punisher, but it will probably be 4 Punisher miniguns anyway, because this torso has a reload skill. So what else can you play if it has a reload skill? Something that has a lot of ammo, right? So this was basically me testing things for about 10 hours of my total playtime. Because after I got the basics done, I just try to what I can get. So usually I start with this guy over here. Why? Because he's fast and he's kind of fun to play. Like I said, I can just flank the enemy team and go behind the flanks. Well, I guess that's what flanking means. But flank the enemy, but don't attack the front line units, attack their artillery. Also, shoot that thing to just make the thing go down over there. And avoiding those missiles. That's way too many people over there. About positioning, the game is positioning. Maybe you also don't take damage while the barrier is up, so usually you have enough to destroy an enemy robot without taking damage. Because the shield protects you, and now while my shield is droning, I'm just looking at the map. A bot, but it doesn't matter. Take him out. Okay, let's reload for a second. Move here. Just buying some time until the shield is ready again. As you can see, this is not something you have to. That's my kill. Bit more boss than I would have liked, but the point is still the same. You don't really want to attack enemies head on. This is a flanker, so just flank them. Some help? I guess now it's time to go and attack the big place over here, the Crusher. Yeah. To be honest, the bots make the game a lot more interesting because if it's only players, usually you have 2 or 3 players that refuse to do anything else but play artillery. suppose just go over here and say hello to them. Let's make them a party. We are bringing the music. Also, the good news is that I have another sonar available in the shop, so once I have enough money I'll buy that as well, so it will be a dual sonar cannon deal. That will be fun. I'm not activating the armor unless I'm in danger. Got away. Oh, he got destroyed.
Move here.
This is an easy kill, and I think why do I activate it? Oh well, it was an easy kill, I couldn't afford to let it escape. Okay, I was pressing the button to escape, but we have not enough fuel. By the way, remember to also use the fuel while you're dropping down, because if you're dropping down with the speed of a man, that's very bad.
Launching out.
Oh, they decided to follow me. How interesting and annoying. Okay, now let's go to the big robot, the wild champ. I don't know why it's the wild champ. And again, this might be very hard to play as, because sometimes you just get trashed by no other reason. The enemies are flanking. Nobody expects long-range attacks from a position of cover like this. Let's come close to the surprise. Yeah, it's definitely harder to master than it looks. Expect to be hit behind the corner like that. The problem with this build is that sadly the way the cannons work is that most of the times you'll hit cover and not even know it. Because you need a wide area to attack from. As you can see, most of my projectiles are hitting the wall.
Assault here.
They are learning to be afraid, but sadly, yeah, that's not a fight we can win. Usually can kill a lot of stragglers using this tactic, but yeah, I don't know, I guess it's kind of like an active artillery or active sniper. It's a fun role. I hit the pipes. Some of the shots. I wish they would kind of make the cannons, you know, face towards the target a little more. It feels like the spread is way too much when you're using 3 heavy weapons. Oh yeah, my favorites. No flamers will ever get close to it because you just deal too much damage up close, plus you can activate the shield, the beam. Yeah, I guess the team is playing a little bit worse than I thought. You should never get basically put out of the position. You should never get driven out of your position if it's a fair fight. Yeah, I guess it's a little bit boring, but hey, what can you do? As you can see, my Titan is already almost ready, and I could have done a lot more damage. I focused on the game instead of explaining. Okay, I guess the laser beam has a lower range than I thought. How is that robot not dead? This is what I call a lucky robot. I have to look at the range of the beam. I only use it at close range mostly. So there's not really using Titans, because there's not much for us to shoot with. So basically anything small or anything big, good target, anything in between, bad target. These were quite beefy.
Enemy Titan deployed.
Finally. Yeah, this is a bit unbalanced. I think the developers could, be able to spread a little bit. That's still a lot of damage for just sitting in cover and shooting.
Enemy Titan deployed.
Plus it feels like I'm using a real gun, not a heavy weapon.
Incoming missiles. Detecting.
Yeah, I wish they would change some of the mechanics. I feel like this Titan is a little too strong in my opinion. Okay, now let's use the final one. And this is where the game will seem like you're cheating, to be honest. I mean, it doesn't matter how good you play or how bad you play, but when you're using a long-range build like this, it will feel like cheating. I mean, at least that other mech had some utility and also had some capabilities to attack at closer ranges. Basically, that's free damage. The only thing is that you have to be careful you don't hit your main lasers. Let's strike it at this point.
Titan discharged.
I feel like players are really abusing their long range builds to the point where it's not even funny anymore. Just waiting for my be ready. Look at his face. Now the good thing about this build is you can actually go a little bit lower as well. So as you can see, most of the stuff I'm using has fire support rolls.
Enemy Titan deployed.
Not live. Look at that damage. That's such a huge amount of damage on armor. Yeah, we're toast. And tactical errors. I should have entered stealth a lot sooner, but I guess I was overconfident. Then we just reposition. Do that and then run away. It's such an annoying tactic and there's no way to prevent this from happening. I mean, if you upgrade the torso a little more, you'll be able to basically kill an enemy, stealth, kill an enemy, reposition, stealth. And most of the people you are fighting will never know where you are or where you were. Where are they? It's also kind of deceiving because you're hitting people for 20 damage and when the bombs explode, that's 9,000 armor damage. So yeah, it's kind of a cheesy tactic, but I love it. is everyone? That's what I mean. I don't think the magnetic cannon, the magnetic bombs can be used on their own. This is probably the only way I found that to actually use them. I guess they are using
Enemy
snipers
Titan
again.
deployed.
Yeah, I'll probably get killed by the Titan. We're getting chased by a Titan, just run behind the buildings. We already have won this, so it doesn't really matter what I do at this point. I see we have won this, but it's still pretty close. What? How can someone be so lucky? Don't get fooled by that. You're going to have to wait until the laser reloads. This is also one of the problems of the game. These people don't have enough practice with the Titans to know how to use their abilities proper way. The blades are a bit of a... how should I put it? The blades are so weak right now because people have figured out how to use the Titan and knows how to counter it. The blades are just too slow and you can move away from them. But the laser, nope, move away, cannot do much against it. More seconds, yeah. I guess that was one of the rare occasions where you actually have to wait out the timer. And again, I would probably have played it just a little bit better if I was not commentating. But it's going to be more or less the same, so let's see how we did. That was horrible. The other people did all of the work. Yeah, because I was mostly concerned about showcasing some of the builds. But like I said, we have something really special in the store over here. So I just bought a weapon and then I saw this thing over here. Oh, this will be very useful for a lot of things because this is what I'm missing on my flanker. A bit of damage at mid-range. I just need to play probably one more game and I'll be able to buy it and replace it. Yeah, so these are kind of like my budget builds. I'm not sure what to do with the last two slots over here. This will have to be something utility related and this probably be changed by something that repairs mechs. So this repairs mechs. This will just have to be something stationary. Like I said, maybe it will just be more Punishers, I don't know. See you next time, bye bye.